Hey, everybody.
Hi.
We are back and we are super excited to bring you Anthony Alagona with Appointments That Show today. So without further ado, I am Jess.
I'm Shasta.
And we are the chicks in charge, and I will bring Anthony onto stage now.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, girls.
How are
Thanks
you?
for having me. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're
Absolutely.
super excited to have you on the show today. You have a lot of really big stuff coming up right now.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm glad that you're going to be a part of a lot of that big stuff. So I'm excited to talk about it, and I appreciate you bringing me on.
Absolutely. We're so excited for it too. As soon as the idea came up,
It's huge.
I told Robin, I was like, we got to be involved in that in some way, shape, or form. It is going to be revolutionary. So for anybody who is listening who doesn't know, Anthony, tell us about what this big event is that you have coming up.
Okay, so I'm doing I want to call it a one-day BDC immersion, right? Instead of a conference, I want to call it an immersion because conferences are kind of getting played out from what people say. And all I want to do is bring a lot of the like-minded people together to share all their strategies in BDC to help dealers set more appointments to sell more cars. So we created something called By Appointment Only because we believe in setting appointments that show up. Mm-hmm. And I was the idea was to bring all the top strategists in the industry together to share our strategies with the rest of the industry. So, which is why I'm super happy to be working with you girls.
Absolutely. You have a ton of powerhouses on your speaker list for this event. Do you want to kind of drop some hints as to who some of those people might be?
Sure. Well, you know what? It's a lot of the people that I respect in the industry. So, the way I came up in this industry was by studying all the greats, and a lot of these people I consider friends and mentors. And I said, you know what? I want to show the people in the automotive space that, my way is not the only way that works. 2 + 2 is not the only way to get to 4. And let me bring along all the other experts in the industry so they can get everybody's paradigm. So, we have somebody that I think everybody knows out there, Frank Lopes, the Get More Frank guy. Mm-hmm. Right? So I'm excited to have him. We have the chicks in charge, right? We have Epic BDC representing in the house. We also have a special guest motivator, Shaka Dyson, coming in to pump up. Who else do we have? We have Jonathan Dawson with Psychology.
Dawson. That's awesome.
Yes. His presentation skills and his content is second to none. So I think the crowd's going to get a lot out of him.
Absolutely.
Who else do we have? We also have Mark Rodriguez, one of my good friends from New York City. He's been BDC for a long time. Good friend, mentor, somebody, that I've known for a while, and I'm excited to see him present. Who else? Matt Raymond down in, North Carolina?
Yep.
Bowtie. Matt, I've known for years. Super great guy. Mm-hmm. Always supported each other. He has his own outsourced BDC solution called Bowtie Solutions, right? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
And he's doing great things, and he's focused on service. So he's definitely going to be bringing his service skills to the arena. We also have Sean Armorer, who's also a fantastic BDC trainer and mentor out there for the automotive industry. Wow. He'll be focusing on service as well, but sharing tips on how to build rapport and close more deals, and just bringing his fantastic personality to the stage.
Oh, he's one of the best. I love him to death.
Right. Who else do we have out there? We have Sarah Hoagie. Mm-hmm. She's another outsourced BDC solution. Sarah's been in the industry for a while. She has a ton of experience. She's working with a ton of dealers, providing value out there. And I think the crowd's going to get great value out of Sarah. Who else am I forgetting somebody? I got myself on the stage.
Yep. There's a name that's may not necessarily be a speaker or somebody people think of when they think BDC, but it's got a twin out there.
Yep. It kind of looks like me. We got Michael Cirillo. Yeah. Michael Cirillo. Thank you for helping me because I don't have everybody on top of my mind. Michael Cirillo is from Flex Dealer. He's going to be our moderator / MC. And Michael has a very unique way of thinking. And I love his outside the box mindset. And we've been friends for years. And I'm excited because we're going to do something called Michael's Minutes. And I don't want to give you any more than that about Michael. We also have a great gentleman, a great friend, used to be a client from when I worked for my former company. Then I watched him go out and build his own company and just be a monster in the industry. And that's Duran Cage. Duran Cage is somebody I respect tremendously. Love him as a friend, as a brother. Excited to watch him present because he's really come a long way in a short amount of time since he's hit the vendor side of the business, I should say.
Yeah. There's Joe, too.
No, we got Joe Calla. Joe Calla, we call him Joey Scriptures. So didn't forget you, Joey. I'm just trying to remember everybody's name. Me and Joey go back to working for our old employer, and Joe Calla. He's going to be doing a unique presentation. I can name you 3 or 4 different quotes that come off the top of my mind, but it'll give away his presentation. I don't want to do that. But Joe Calla is somebody that's a fantastic human being. He really cares. He's in a lot of dealerships, changing a lot of lives, and I think you're going to get a great presentation out of him.
For sure.
You have a killer lineup there.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
But you know what? I'm a good salesperson because I got these guys to all come to come to New Jersey and
In the winter.
Right.
right.
Well,
And I promised them. I said, listen, I promise you, I'm going to make sure their seats are full. So you're going to at least have 100 lives to change because my target is about 100 people in that audience.
I think this is super awesome. And I'm going to address the elephant in the room here because it's very, very rare where you see companies that are all in direct competition with each other. I hate the word competition, by the way,
Right.
but that's what it is. They're all in direct competition with each other, coming together to lift others up in the automotive industry. And I think that's the
takeaway.
Everything about this event is huge, but that's the takeaway here.
Right. I agree. And I think, if we support each other, I think we're all going to climb a lot further.
Absolutely.
We all have a lot of great perspectives. And when you run with the same people, the momentum that it creates, and, I love watching you guys on social media because it I may seem like I'm happy and positive all the time, but I have bad days too. And sometimes I need to look at other people to pump me up. And it's good knowing that anytime I look at you girls, there's always smiles on your faces. You're always trying to grow your company. You're always trying to empower others. It's refreshing to see.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you. That means so much. And I'll tell you, Anthony, it's funny because before I knew who you were personally, Shasta did. Shasta followed you on Facebook, and she would come in every day. We were still at the old building, and she would say, "Oh my gosh, Anthony's team scheduled so many appointments. Have you seen Anthony's show rate? Would you look at this? Can we get on a call with him and see what he does?"
Anytime.
So your social media does the same for us. We follow you very closely, and I know that Shasta keeps close tabs on you to see what you're up to and what things that what pieces of information she can take to help her team out of things that you have released on social that we can use too.
I'll tell you what, it's great that we can help each other like that. It's really necessary.
Yeah, it always pushes me to want to be better because
Absolutely.
in a month where, maybe our show rate's struggling and I see like you guys are getting 80-something%. I'm like, okay, they can do it. We can do it. We got this.
Absolutely. And you need to see that because, what's funny too is, when I do this and when people first come into work and, some of them haven't been in the business and I tell them that, listen, we have to hit a certain percentage in order for you to kind of get a decent payout as far as your commission. And they really think it's a challenge to get to that percentage. But once we get them there, then they get mad if they ever fall behind. And once they get there, they usually never fall back to where they don't really get the good payout. And it's just it's refreshing to see. Not everybody gets it as far as sometimes you work with people for a while and they don't get it and you have to part your ways. But it's I love that we have each other to bounce these ideas off of. I call your mom a lot and I'm like, oh my God, thank God for you girls.
Collaboration is so important.
It is because what we may be seeing in one part of the country may be completely different in another part of the country. That's something I had to encounter this past month. We had stores that I think it was December that started off the month just so rough, and they're calling me like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm already there on top of it. I'm calling people all over the country to see, hey, are you guys seeing the same thing? What's happening this month? And fun to find out it was happening all over the country.
It's all over. Numbers are off everywhere. It's a weird time in the market. People think the market's not great, and even though the market's still strong, and they're scared about their money. And the good thing is, and I tell people, if I could send a salesperson one place to go every day for a car deal, would they go there? And they always tell me yes, but they never go there. And it's usually the CRM, right? And we can just dig back. So that's as long as we get creative, there's always ways to find it. And I tell people when you're in the B2C, it's really never slow because we can never catch up anyway.
Yeah,
it's like I Love Lucy with the chocolate factory, right?
Yep.
That's how I feel anyway.
Well, and what's going to be great, bringing it back to the event, what's going to be really great about this is when I think back to what happened at the beginning of December and having to reach out to so many dealers I know, friends I have in the industry to see what they're experiencing. Many BDMs inside of a dealership don't have those assets. They don't have the people to call, the contacts around the country. This event is going to give them that.
Absolutely.
And that's what I was hoping for. And that's why, that's why I wanted to bring in a dealer panel too, because I want them to understand a dealer's perspective. And I want all the BDMs that we have that are the salespeople to get the insight from a general manager or the dealer principal on how to approach them. Because honestly, when you're in a BDC, and listen, we have a luxury of being outside of the dealership, right? Because when you're inside the dealership, it's a whole different monster with a lot more stresses on your plate.
Yep.
Even though we have different stress because it's more challenging us for the outside. When you're in that dealership every day, it's a different type of energy, and a lot of times these people don't even know how to walk up to their general manager or their BDC or their dealer principal and say, hey, listen, I think we can get more, or this is what I need for me to do more for you. And I want them to be able to get that from these dealers that are going to be there. So I'm hoping this all works out.
Yeah. I think that we're going to see that this is going to turn into a very popular event that people are going to want more than once a year. So that, and it's funny because we're doing it right now with women in automotive, but maybe even regional events.
Absolutely. You know what? And I tell people, I come from hospitality. So I spent about 20 years in restaurants and working in clubs and stuff like that. I have a pretty good network for what I'm doing. The most important event is going to be this event. If we do this event right and we fill the seats and basically, listen, I'm going to be selling tickets. So I'm going to say, listen, you got a money back guarantee. If you don't like what you hear by noon, give me your ticket back. I'll give you your money back. Because that's, I do the same thing for training. If you don't like me, send me home. Bye. It is what it is. I want to work with people that were all in the same mindset. So
exactly.
If we get 100 people in that room and we fill it, and I promise you, we're going to think outside the box to make it a great experience, because that's what it's about. It's about the experience, about how you feel. I want to have good video there. I have a great guy coming for video, so you guys will have a whole bunch of content to go home with, for Chicks in Charge and for Epic PDC. And we do this first one right, girls, and we're going to have no problem doing the rest of these, I promise you. And we'll do them together the rest of the way. Because we can't do this without each other. It's an us thing, right? It's an us thing.
Yeah. Well, and like you said before we hopped on air, there's so much business around for all of us. Like, there is no need that any single one of us that's doing the outsource thing should ever feel in competition with another one.
Honestly, I'm not trying to grow my business at all right now. You know what I'm really trying to do? I'm really trying to stay where I'm at so I can start to travel again, because I want to teach what I've learned to dealers.
Yes.
In these past 2 years, I want to start traveling again. I learned a lot. Now it's time for me to kind of go teach what I learned and to get reinvigorated again. So
hang out somewhere warmer, maybe.
That was the best part about doing all this before COVID. I used to go to Florida a lot and stuff, but so you'll be getting a lot of calls from me. I'm like, hey guys, you need a client?
Are they in Florida? Because I'll go.
I'll make sure for you. Don't worry.
Like Florida.
I had one that tried to scout me last year.
Sorry, Mom. We need an office in Florida.
Yeah,
she
tried. I found a building.
That's great. That a girl. Hey, listen. If you don't ask, you don't get.
She was on a 10-day trip and found the building before she came home.
Yeah,
she was done.
Wonder where you get that from.
She wasn't coming home.
Well, one of my parents thinks it's them, and the other one knows it's them.
100%. I can imagine. That's how parents usually operate.
Yeah, for sure. I can't tell you how alive I am for this. Like, I know NADA is happening before then, and I'm honestly more excited for this. I'm more excited for this than for NADA.
Good. Listen, that's inspiring to me, because like a lot of this on the back end over here it's a little stressful, just trying to get everything together. And I just want to make sure that I have the right people in that room for you girls and for all those presenters out there, and that everybody leaves feeling invigorated about their jobs, because you know how it is. You get beat up in the BDC.
Oh yeah.
And we're blessed that we have our own offices and we could be silly, and it's not like a car dealership, right? And so I'm just hoping that it's a smash hit for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, and it will be with this lineup that you have and the topics that we have discussed that are going to be discussed on that stage. This is going to be a hit.
If somebody can't take away some takeaway points from all these presenters, we're in trouble.
There will be no money back. I can guarantee.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And we got some cool things planned up. We got the VIP. There's going to be a VIP networking session.
Personally, I feel like even without the speaker topics, just being in the same room with some of these guys is all the value they need.
Mm-hmm.
That's what changed my life. Honestly, I remember going back to my first conference in 2011 when I was working for my former employer, who was a good friend of mine. And the office was in Philly and outside of Philly. And there was a conference in Philly. And he gave me the ticket. He said, Anthony, you can go to this conference, but I can't go with you. And I literally drove myself to the conference. I was brand new to the car business. I was just basically watching what he was doing in his office. I really wasn't doing anything yet. And one of his friends there took me under their wing and kind of showed me everything. And that was my first taste about being around like-minded people that wanted to go somewhere with themselves and studying content. And once you get that, forget it. Like you get addicted to like any other thing, right?
How we are. I mean, we were not going to go to NADA until Friday.
Yeah.
And Friday hit, and we're like, I guess we're going to NADA. We can't miss it.
Yeah. Listen, there's too many opportunities. I think it would be silly for your girls not to go to NADA in the position that you're in. You got so many things going for you, and there's so many people that need to meet you and to experience the epic energy that comes along with it.
Well, and it's funny because what you had mentioned a few minutes ago about, being brought up and you had someone who took you under your wing, that so much is why we do what we do, because
most people don't get that.
I'm almost willing to bet if I look at our entire speaker list and all the people who are presenting, I'm probably going to be the youngest one there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you, there's people that are going to be on that stage that I have reached out to for questions and been shot down before.
I believe it.
Because I'm always looking to learn. And listen, anybody wants to call me and ask me stuff,
open book.
Yeah, I'll tell you whatever. Because if it will save you time to not fail at this thing because we've already done it and tried, I'm here for you.
100%.
And it's so needed because I guarantee you there's going to be BDRs, BDMs in that room who have tried to reach out to somebody, whether it be a sales manager, GM at their store, and got shot down because they don't have time. This isn't my job. Go find it somewhere else.
Absolutely.
I saw a post today that said, today is a good day to call your mentor. And so many comments on that post were, what if we don't have a mentor? What if nobody at our store will be our mentor?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is crazy. Why do you work there?
100%. It's crazy. And, that's the easiest way. When you learn something, the best way to retain it is to teach it, right? So this is why I'm always like, when I'm trying to learn something, I'm always trying to put it out there for somebody else. And when I built my business, when I went back and worked for my former boss the second time, when I went back, I said, I'm not going to quit the second time. And I'm going to build a name for myself in this business. And the way I did that is to kind of make his clients my own and treat them like they were my clients. And when I go to dealerships and I give them my phone number, I say, listen, they paid me to be here for the first time. I'm going to be here and I'm going to give you my all. But what kind of separates me from everybody else is you get my cell phone number. And regardless of whether your dealership ever calls me again, I will answer the phone for you. And if I can't, I'll tell you when I can talk to you, because that's what's going to separate me from everybody else. And if you look at my reviews on Anthony Alagona Enterprises, you'll see all the people that I've mentored in the past. And that's how you build your business, is by giving a shit, right? Excuse my language.
No, I'm all for it.
I can never imagine you saying no to give somebody advice. And that's what I love about you.
Never.
No, because there's so many people who need it.
And we've tried, and we've been on the other end of that no, and we're like, well, okay.
What the hell?
Right? Yeah. Sometimes people forget where they come from.
Yeah,
for sure.
There was times where every single one of us didn't know a damn thing we were doing and needed guidance from somebody else. So one of the best parts of being in the younger generation of this business is being able to provide that light while we're still young to others and they're not intimidated by us.
100%.
Well, and I also think that although there's a lot of people out there that say we will extend a hand if you need it, there's not a lot of people out there that actually go out and demonstrate it.
True story.
And I feel like for some reason, whatever reason it was, that the universe decided that the industry needed us to do this thing. It's the one thing that I can take away from 2023 and say, I am the most proud that we stepped out of our comfort zones and we did this thing, because the people that have private messaged us that are like, we needed someone like you to help us, just to pull us, to connect us with the right people. Even if we're not their mentors, we're doing the connecting for them.
Yeah.
All they needed was something
100%.
so small that they didn't know who to ask.
It's and that's what's key. And I think that's what will, like you said, I think that's what's going to change people's perceptions about this event. And that's why I kind of did it. Like I've done an event called By Appointment Only a few years ago, and it was for one of my really close friends in the hair business, believe it or not. And he was a really successful hairstylist, and he wanted to step back from that and kind of consult other hairstylists. So I did a conference called By Appointment Only, had a barber's chair in it, and we did it for the hair business. And I knew I always wanted to do this. And I know right now a lot of people are saying, "Oh, he's never done a conference." Listen, all I got to do is pull the right speakers together. Right, to deliver the right message, provide the venue, and then find the people that want to learn. There's no right or wrong way to do this. We're going to figure it out. That's how you do it, right? And for the next event and the next event after, we'll get better. So
well, and I can't imagine that even with this being a first event, I cannot imagine it going any other way than stellar. I mean, you have so many people behind you that have helped you put this together and have given you ideas that you've collaborated with. You've reached out to many people. You have some brilliant minds behind this event.
And that's why I'm so excited to make sure these seats are filled, because once I see you girls there and we have the step and repeat up, and I see your mom walking on stage. I see you walking on stage, and Jonathan Dawson and Shaka Dyson. And I got a special keynote I'm bringing, but I'm not going to let you know about the keynote yet. Yeah, it's a special story. So there's
I don't even know who it is.
Yeah, no one does. Well, I think your mom does. Yes, I think I told your mom.
Mm.
Your mom knows the story behind it. So she'll tell you.
It's funny. So our podcast studio is right outside her office, but we have paper on the door. So there's this tiny little sliver that I can look through and see her.
I don't want to mention the name yet online. I'll
All
tell
right.
you.
Gotcha.
That'll be an awesome surprise. So will you announce it before the event or just once the
100%.
event?
Yeah. So right now we're working on getting the speaker lineups. Like, I sent you the topics. We're going to work on the speaker lineups and their topics. We're going to have that posted on Eventbrite by the 11th. I'm hoping, or 12th, maybe by the 12th. And then I will find out about that speaker probably by the 16th and have it. It'll be before the 20th. He'll be announced.
Awesome.
But he's about 99.9%. I just got to finalize the final details.
Let's go.
Awesome. Yay.
I love that. I'm so excited. I love secrets.
Yeah.
I'm forced to keeping them, but I love them.
We're going to try to do a lot of cool things for the crowd, and to try to do some giveaways and stuff like that. I got some ideas. So offline, we'll talk about some more ideas to make this event even more impactful.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I can't wait.
You about the party the night before, right?
Maybe. She told me something yesterday. I want to say it was.
You better ask her about that party too.
I'm telling you, it's been a long time since I've been in the presence of some BDC greatness like this. Like, maybe I don't know that I ever have, honestly.
Well, listen, you're gonna be teaching a lot of us a lot of things too, my friend. Listen, you're part of the new generation coming up, and there's a lot of different perspectives. And the one thing I know without even meeting you is how much you love your job and how much you're here to make a difference. Mm-hmm. And just those two key elements just are a success by themselves. So I'm excited to hear what you got to say, and I'm going to learn a ton, and I'm sure everybody else is going to. And listen, you're the future right now, girl. So be ready for it.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready to empower some young minds.
Your mom's going to be in Costa Rica too often anyways.
Yeah, I know. we were trying to plan our next vacation down there, and I was like, man, I'm not in love with Costa Rica as much as she is. Like, it's not where my heart is. Like, I have a lot of stuff I want to see in the States first before I start going more international. And so we're planning our next vacation. I'm like,
my vacation's out of Florida to see my mom for the weekend right now.
Oh,
I would love Florida.
Yeah, I'm going to Fort Myers next week to go see my mom for the weekend, and then I come back.
It's been right after a year. Yeah.
Sorry about the mess. You can see the Christmas stuff I got behind me over there.
Listen, I just took down my Christmas tree last night.
Oh,
did you got it, girl?
I did.
It's been up for over a year.
Got it, girl.
All year.
Listen, it saves you time from doing it again, right?
I'm more shocked that she took it down than if she wouldn't take it down again this year.
That's some epic shit right there.
It was a debate because I was like, I don't have to put it up again next year. I don't have to do all these ornaments and things. Like, I made it look okay.
Yeah.
I just took it down. So
no, I'm really excited for you to see the event space, dude. The event space is phenomenal. It was an old AT&T/Lucent Technologies building before Lucent went out of business, and they converted it into like just an amazing shared workspace, and it's got a huge outside deck, and the property is just phenomenal. I mean, there's no better backdrop for it.
Yeah,
awesome.
I can't wait for it. I'm hoping that our listeners will very, very quickly. We'll make sure to put the link to the event in the episode info, but I think this is something that everybody's going to want to buy a ticket to, or share with friends and make sure that we fill this place up and sell out.
I'll tell you what, we're shooting for 100 people. There's discount codes. There's hotel accommodations. We have a hotel block on the Eventbrite space that we have. That's probably about 7 or 8 miles from the event space. I live about 3 or 4 miles from the hotel, so I'll be able to make sure you guys have all of what you need and make sure that you guys get there okay. And I'm excited. I'm super excited now. Especially
did Robin tell you what I'm trying to convince her to do while we're there?
No, tell me. Tell me.
I have so while I travel, I have a feat that I have to accomplish every time I'm in the right area.
Okay.
I visit every NFL stadium.
Is that a girl?
And
so you're going to visit Giant Stadium?
I'm thinking about it. If I can convince her, convince her, I get 2 for 1 out of that one. 2 teams.
Absolutely. That's Giants Jets right there. Shoot. Hour and 40. You're about an hour and a half, hour and 40 from Philly Stadium.
Oh, I've done Philly.
You done Philly?
Yep. I did that one.
You guys rock and roll fans at all?
I am.
No, there's the famous Stone Pony. which is probably about the Stone Pony is where Bruce came from. A lot of big rock musicians. It's in Asbury Park. If you look up Asbury Park, New Jersey, that's probably only about 20 minutes from where the location is, maybe 15 minutes from your hotel. Yeah,
nice.
so I'll be able to kind of teach you, show you while you got some time. I'll tell you where to go and maybe take you a couple places.
Well, yeah, that's I think the most northeast I've ever been in my life. So
yeah.
Oh,
game on. We'll get you on the road. We're gonna get you some of those dealers up in Maine where it snows.
I was so excited. Like I told Robin, I said, we might see the Statue of Liberty when we fly in. She's like, no, we don't fly in from that way.
Yeah, you'll be able to see them. You'll be able to see the Manhattan skyline too from a couple locations. So if you want to see the skyline, I can show you where to see that.
I'm such a
too far from your hotel.
You are.
I am. I'm a little tourist. I want to go to New York so bad, and you guys are like right there.
See, I'm so not, I'm like totally okay just hanging out and doing my thing. I don't care about seeing all that.
That a girl. You girls are from Joplin, right? You're girls from Joplin, right?
Yeah, we're in Joplin.
I've been Joplin twice. You guys got some good people out there.
Oh yeah, you used to do training for a store that I used to work at.
Crossroads.
Crossroads.
Yeah, absolutely. I met a lot of people out there.
Okay.
I remember standing. Was it the Downstream Casino out there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a spot in the parking lot like where you can stand and you're in like 3 different states at the same time or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse my language. Yeah, I remember being in awe about that. I'm like, I'm in 3 different states.
Yeah,
it's got to be completely different. I mean, you've traveled a lot, but an area like this is so different from New Jersey, New York, that whole area where it's so populated and traffic is nuts. And I'm like, I can't stand our main road.
I won't.
I stick out there.
Drive in that. Like, you're my driver because I'm like, I don't drive in that.
Imagine me walking into Crossroads Chevrolet with a bold, shiny head, with an accent from New York and New Jersey.
Yep.
It was. But everybody was very receptive, though.
Yeah.
Good. So before we wrap up, do you want to go over some of the speaker topics? Because I think that's really important.
Yeah, well, we don't have them fully. They're not fully selected, right? But
some of the ideas that
we talked about some of the.
You can go over some.
Oh boy, I only wrote down
a few of them.
Yeah.
We can go over some and just not say who's doing them.
Yeah. So we got one speaker who's going to do the ABCs of BDC, and I heard the secret that ABC in this stance does not stand for always be closing.
Yes.
More appointments with less activity.
Very good.
The online sales experience. ABCs of sales. We're taking it back to the basics. How to maximize momentum. That's one of my favorites because momentum is big. Let's see. What was the data one? I only wrote data.
Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Let's see who that
I'm
was.
pretty sure that's mine.
I think it is.
I got inspect what you expect. How data drives decisions.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then this one I'm pretty excited about. This one's all about service, recall, retention, and managing your measurables.
Yes.
Even though this is a sales BDC event, this is something everybody needs to know.
Absolutely. That's important.
It all goes hand in hand.
Absolutely. There's so much each presenter is going to be able to present. And you know what the great thing is been following all these people for a long time on social and meeting them in real life, a lot of these people, and just knowing their different strategies and getting to watch them in person and being able to kind of retain that and give that to my clients when I leave because I'm going to steal everybody's shit.
Yep. Like, check this.
I'll quote you. Don't worry. I'll quote you. I'm like, this is from Epic, but this is what I learned.
Yep. Exactly. This is going to be one for the books, and I can't wait to be a part of the next one because I already know there's going to be a next one.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what. Thank you for being so enthusiastic and saying yes right away without even thinking because that meant a lot to me.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, I mean, we know this is something the industry needs. I mean, we talk to BDCs all the time.
Well, and did you tell Anthony that before this came up, like you were thinking about doing a BDC mastermind type thing just like this?
Hey, because like minds together, right? Somebody needs to do it. We need to do it together.
Yeah. It's funny because I had thought about doing it using the podcast and we would all just be like on this massive podcast, like roundtable episode. But this is even better. Get people in person, get the commitment out of them. I mean,
we all get to meet each other, break bread, share ideas. This is going to be amazing.
Oh yeah. I'm so excited for it. I can't wait for everybody else to be there. Anthony, tell them how they can buy tickets and how they know where to get.
Well, they can call me at 732-456-0753, or they can go to Eventbrite and look up Buy Appointment Only. It's on February 20th, 2024 in Homedale, New Jersey at Bell Works. It's going to be from 10 in the morning till 7 p.m. The immersion itself will be from 10 to 5 and then from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. We have a special VIP networking event where there's open bar and some fast food, and it's this way everybody can network with their favorite presenters and you know, kind of share their experiences.
Yep.
How many tickets are available?
We're shooting for 100. I mean, the room can fit more than 100, but I think I'm going to cap it at 100 just because I want to make sure that the room's not overcrowded. And you know, hopefully I fill 100 of those seats from my lips to God's ears. And
Oh, you will.
yeah, right now I haven't even looked. I know we sold a handful of tickets already, and we haven't really even started our push yet. So
Super awesome.
And I will make sure that we get the, if you're listening to this, obviously, the link can be found in the podcast description.
Absolutely.
yes, please. And there's a hotel. You know, if anybody needs a hotel, there's a special room block for the hotel on the Eventbrite site as well.
Nice.
Thank you for having me, girls.
Absolutely.
Yes,
thank you for
thank
coming
you.
on.
Absolutely. I'll be talking to you both very soon.
Absolutely.
Perfect. All
Bye-bye.
right. So we will go ahead and wrap up now. In a world where you can be anything, be kind, because you never know what battles others are facing. So while out in the world this week, remember to light it up. I am Jess.
I'm Shasta.
And that was Anthony. And we are the Chicks in Charge.